Most guys completely miss the signals when a woman who's already in a relationship starts catching feelings for them. It's not always obvious, and she'll never outright admit it, but her actions say everything. She might be loyal on the surface, but deep down, there are small, almost forbidden signs that reveal the truth. If you're wondering whether she sees you as more than just a friend, pay close attention, because today we're breaking down 10 hidden signs she's into you, even though she's taken. She finds excuses to be around you more than necessary. When a woman is in a relationship, her time is usually divided between her partner, work, friends, and personal commitments. But when she starts making extra efforts to be around you, especially in ways that feel unnecessary, it's a strong sign something is going on beneath the surface. This isn't about friendly interactions or simple coincidences. It's about her manufacturing reasons to be in your presence, even when she doesn't have to be. Maybe you notice she lingers a little longer after group hangouts, waiting until everyone else leaves so she can talk to you one-on-one. Or she suddenly takes an interest in things you like, joining a club, attending an event, or even adjusting her schedule to match yours. If you work or study together, she might start accidentally running into you at the coffee shop, in the hallway, or near your desk more often than seems random. But it's not just about physical presence. The real giveaway is in the effort she puts into these moments. She might act casual, but the signs are there. She'll laugh at your jokes a little too much, make playful comments, or stretch conversations that could have ended long ago. Maybe she even texts you about the smallest things, just to keep the interaction going. What makes this so forbidden is that she won't admit to herself, or anyone else, that she's doing it on purpose. She may justify it as innocent friendship, but deep down, she's prioritizing you in a way that goes beyond normal behavior for someone already committed to someone else. And here's where it gets interesting. If she starts comparing her partner to you, whether subtly or directly, that's a major red flag. She might say things like, "I wish my boyfriend was as funny as you," or "You just understand me better than most people." These small, seemingly harmless statements reveal that she's noticing a lack in her current relationship, one that she feels you fill better than her partner does. At first, this might seem flattering, but be careful. This kind of attention can be dangerous. She might not even fully realize she's crossing a line, but deep down, she knows she's emotionally investing in you in ways she shouldn't if she were truly satisfied in her relationship. If you've noticed her making excuses to be around you, pay attention to the patterns. Are these moments happening more frequently? Does she seem extra engaged when it's just the two of you? If the answer is yes, then she might be drawn to you in a way she's not ready to admit. And that leads us to the next sign, one she won't even be able to control. Her body language betrays her. No matter how hard someone tries to hide their feelings, the body never lies. When a woman is secretly into you, especially when she knows she shouldn't be, her body language will give her away. Even if she tries to act normal, her subconscious will slip up, revealing emotions she might not even be fully aware of yet. One of the biggest giveaways, eye contact. If she holds eye contact with you longer than usual, especially in moments of silence, that's a strong sign of attraction. But what's even more telling is when she looks away and then looks back again, almost as if she's checking to see if you're still looking at her. That kind of eye contact isn't just casual, it's intimate. It means she feels drawn to you, even if she doesn't want to admit it. Then there's mirroring, a subconscious behavior where she starts copying your movements. If you lean forward, she leans forward. If you touch her face, she touches hers. If you cross your arms, she does the same. Mirroring happens naturally when someone feels a deep connection, and she may not even realize she's doing it. But the most obvious sign, her physical energy shifts when you're around. Maybe she suddenly plays with her hair while talking to you, smooths out her outfit when she sees you coming, or tilts her head slightly while listening to you. These small movements aren't random. They signal heightened awareness and attraction. Another powerful clue is how she positions herself in group settings. If you're in a group, does she always end up sitting or standing near you, even when she had other options? Does she angle her body towards you while speaking, even when talking to someone else? If she's constantly facing you, leaning in when you speak, or closing the distance between you, that's her body saying what her words won't. And then there's the nervous energy. If she fidgets around you, tapping her fingers, adjusting her jewelry, playing with her clothes, it could be a sign of excitement or nervousness. This is especially true if she seems totally composed around other people, but slightly restless when it's just the two of you. But here's where it gets even trickier. If she's in a relationship, she might try to overcompensate. Sometimes, instead of being extra warm, she might pull back in ways that feel unnatural, avoiding your gaze, crossing her arms, or even acting colder than usual. Why? Because she's fighting against her own feelings, trying to convince herself, and maybe even her boyfriend, that she's not into you. This kind of forced distance can be just as telling as obvious flirtation. If you've been picking up on these signs, don't ignore them. Her words might say she's just being friendly, but her body is telling the real story. And if she starts acting possessive when other women are around you, well, that's when things get even more revealing. She gets jealous, even though she shouldn't. Jealousy is one of the clearest signs of hidden attraction, especially when it comes from someone who shouldn't care. If a woman is in a relationship but secretly into you, she might not even realize how much it bothers her to see you with someone else until it happens. And when it does, her reaction will say everything. At first, it might be subtle. Maybe she starts asking questions about the women you're talking to, but in a way that feels just a little too curious. She might casually say, "Who's that?" or "Are you guys close?" while trying to act like she doesn't care. But the fact that she's even bringing it up shows that she does. Then there are the passive-aggressive remarks. If she hears you mention another woman and responds with something like, "Oh, so you like that type?" or "She's cute, I guess. Pay close attention." That's her way of throwing shade without making it obvious. She might even tease you about your choices or act unimpressed by the women you're interested in, as if to suggest you could do better, aka her. But the real test? How she behaves when you give another woman attention in front of her. If she suddenly becomes quieter, distracted, or looks away when you're flirting with someone else, she's feeling it. Some women try to play it cool by pretending they don't notice, while others react by changing the energy completely, either getting defensive, irritated, or even a little distant toward you. She might also try to redirect your focus back onto her. If you're talking to another woman, she might randomly jump into the conversation, make a playful joke to get your attention, or even create a scenario where you have to interact with her instead. Some women go even further, suddenly mentioning their boyfriend in a way they normally wouldn't, almost as if to remind themselves where their loyalty lies, even when their emotions are betraying them. And let's not forget social media. If she starts liking or commenting on your posts more often when she sees other women engaging with you, that's a subtle way of marking her territory without actually admitting she's doing it. She might not have the right to be possessive over you, but that doesn't mean she won't feel it. Here's the thing. Jealousy isn't just about attraction, it's about emotional investment. The moment she starts acting like it bothers her to see you with someone else, it means she's emotionally connected to you in a way she shouldn't be. And when that emotional investment reaches a certain level, there's only one thing left for her to do. Start confiding in you about her own relationship problems. She opens up about her relationship problems. When a woman in a relationship starts confiding in you about her problems with her boyfriend, it's not just casual venting, it's emotional intimacy. And that intimacy is often a sign that she's drawn to you in ways she might not even be willing to admit. At first, it might seem innocent. She might casually mention small issues, how her boyfriend forgot their anniversary, or how he doesn't listen the way he used to. But over time, the complaints become more personal. She starts sharing deeper frustrations, talking about how she feels unappreciated, misunderstood, or even unsure about the future of her relationship. Now, here's where it gets interesting. If she only vents to you and not to her other friends, it's a major red flag. Why? Because it means she sees you as someone who gets her in a way her boyfriend doesn't. And whether she realizes it or not, she's shifting her emotional dependence away from her partner and onto you. She might even start seeking your advice on what she should do, which is her way of seeing how you would handle things differently. If she asks questions like, "What would you do if you were in my position?" or "Do you think I'm overreacting?" she's not just looking for advice, she's looking for validation. And if she ever says something like, "I wish my boyfriend was more like you," then it's not even hidden anymore. She's making a direct comparison, whether she realizes it or not. But here's the tricky part. The more she confides in you, the deeper the emotional bond grows. At some point, she's not just venting, she's emotionally investing in you instead of her boyfriend. This is where the line between friendship and emotional cheating starts to blur. And if she ever starts downplaying her relationship, saying things like, "We've been having problems for a while," or "I don't even know if this is going to last," she's laying the groundwork for something more. She might not be ready to leave her relationship yet, but she's emotionally detaching from it. And if she's confiding in you about it, that means she's already seeing you as someone she could turn to instead. But she won't just say it outright. Instead, she'll test the waters by playing a little game, the what-if game. She plays the what-if game. When a woman in a relationship starts entertaining hypothetical scenarios about you and her, it's not just random curiosity, it's a low-risk way of testing boundaries. She won't come out and say she's interested, but she'll throw out little what-if questions to gauge your reaction. It might start with something playful, like, "Imagine if we had met before I got into my relationship," or "What do you think our first date would be like if we ever went on one?" These questions are disguised as jokes, but underneath them, there's a real curiosity about how things could be if circumstances were different. Sometimes, it's even more subtle. She might ask, "Do you think two people can have chemistry even if one of them is taken?" Or, "Have you ever liked someone you weren't supposed to?" These aren't just innocent questions. She's looking for signs that you're on the same page, that you feel something too. But the biggest red flag? When she starts talking about a future where she's no longer with her boyfriend. If she suddenly says things like, "I don't know if this relationship's gonna last," or "I wonder what it would be like to be single again," she's not just making conversation. She's mentally preparing herself for the possibility of something else, something with you. And the moment she starts asking about your type, what you look for in a partner, or even why you're still single, that's another major clue. She's not just being nosy, she's checking to see if she fits into the picture. If she wasn't interested, she wouldn't care about where your romantic interests lie. The truth is, women don't play the what-if game with just anyone. When she starts entertaining these thoughts with you, it means she's at least considering the idea, whether she's ready to act on it or not. But in today's world, attraction isn't just about in-person interactions. If she's secretly into you, there's another place where her interest will start slipping through the cracks: her social media activity. Her social media behavior changes. In today's world, social media is like a window into someone's thoughts, and when a woman who's taken starts acting differently toward you online, it's often a subtle but powerful sign that she sees you as more than just a friend. The first thing to watch for: she starts engaging with your posts more than usual. Maybe she used to casually like a few things here and there, but now she's consistently one of the first people to react. If she's liking, commenting, or even sharing your content when she never used to, that's her way of staying connected to you, without making it obvious. But it goes even deeper. If she starts liking old posts, that means she's going through your profile, scrolling back further than she needs to. This isn't just normal interaction. It's a sign that she's curious about you, even in moments when you're not around. Then there's the way she interacts in stories and DMs. If she starts responding to your stories more often, especially with little comments or emojis, she's looking for ways to start a conversation without making it seem intentional. She might reply to a random meme you posted, react to a song you shared, or comment on something small, just to keep the interaction going. But here's where things get even more interesting. If she tags you in things that remind her of you, maybe it's an inside joke, a funny video, or even a post about relationships. If she's tagging you in things that subtly relate to the two of you, she's creating a sense of connection, one that goes beyond just friendship. Another major clue: she posts things that seem directed at you. Maybe she shares a song with lyrics that fit your dynamic perfectly, or she posts a quote about relationships, attraction, or what could have been. If these posts start showing up more often, she might be using social media to express feelings she isn't ready to say out loud. But one of the biggest signs: she interacts differently when her boyfriend is involved. If she's usually active on your posts, but suddenly goes quiet when her boyfriend is around, that's a clear sign she knows her actions would be seen as suspicious. It means she's aware that her engagement with you might not be so innocent after all. And if she ever deletes interactions, like an old comment or like on your post, that's an even bigger red flag. It means she's trying to erase evidence, possibly because she doesn't want her boyfriend to notice, or because she's second-guessing how obvious she's being. Social media might seem like a small thing, but in reality, it's a modern-day breadcrumb trail of attraction. And if she's leaving those breadcrumbs for you, she might also be doing something even more telling, finding excuses to touch you more than usual. She touches you more than normal. Touch is one of the most powerful ways people communicate attraction, often without even realizing it. And when a woman in a relationship starts touching you more than she needs to, it's a major sign that she's feeling something deeper, whether she admits it or not. The first thing to notice, how often it happens. A friendly pat on the shoulder once in a while might not mean much, but if she finds small excuses to touch you regularly, brushing lint off your shirt, playfully hitting you, adjusting your collar, these are intentional. She's creating physical closeness where there doesn't need to be any. Then there's the way she touches you. Light, lingering touches on the arm, back, or even a casual hand on your knee for just a second too long. That's not just friendly behavior. If she lets her hand stay on you for longer than a split second, or if she does it repeatedly, it's a subtle but serious sign of attraction. And pay attention to the accidental touches. If she always seems to accidentally bump into you, brush her leg against yours under the table, or stand just close enough that your arms touch, it's probably not as unintentional as it seems. People who are drawn to each other naturally close the distance between them, whether they realize it or not. But what's even more revealing? Her reaction after she touches you. If she touches you and then quickly looks away, smiles, or even seems slightly nervous, that's her body's way of giving away what she's feeling. She might be testing the waters, seeing how you respond and whether you react positively. Now, here's where it gets even trickier. If she acts differently around her boyfriend, that's the real proof. If she's touchy with you when he's not around, but suddenly more reserved when he is, it's because she knows she's crossing a line. And if she ever touches you in his presence, subtly but still enough to be noticeable, she's pushing boundaries on purpose, whether consciously or not. Touch isn't just about physical contact, it's about intention. A woman who's taken won't be going out of her way to touch another guy unless there's something real behind it. And if she's getting physically close to you in ways that go beyond normal friendship, that's a major sign she's drawn to you on a deeper level. But physical touch isn't the only way she shows favoritism. Another major sign, when she starts valuing your opinion more than her boyfriend's, she values your opinion more than her boyfriend's. When a woman starts prioritizing your thoughts, advice, and validation over her own boyfriend's, it's not just a coincidence. It's a clear sign that she sees you as more important than she probably should. It usually starts small. Maybe she casually asks for your advice on things like what outfit she should wear, where she should go for dinner, or even what movie she should watch. These might seem like harmless questions, but they reveal something deeper. She values your input in her life. Then it gets more obvious. She starts talking to you about bigger decisions, work struggles, family issues, personal goals. These are things she should be discussing with her boyfriend, but instead, she's coming to you. If she's choosing to confide in you over him, that means she sees your perspective as more valuable, more rational, or more emotionally fulfilling than her own partner's. One of the biggest signs? She starts making changes based on what you say. If you casually mention that you like a certain style and she suddenly starts wearing it more often, or if you say you prefer a certain type of music and she starts listening to it, that's not random. She's subconsciously adjusting herself to fit what she thinks would impress you. And here's where it becomes undeniable, when she starts doubting her own relationship based on your perspective. If she vents to you about a fight with her boyfriend and you give your honest opinion, watch how she reacts. If your words seem to hold more weight than her boyfriend's apologies or justifications, it means she trusts your judgment more than his. Another subtle but telling sign: she seeks your approval before making decisions. If she asks, "Do you think I'm making the right choice?" or "What would you do in this situation?" she's not just looking for advice, she's looking for your validation. This shows that she respects your opinions so much that she wants to align her decisions with what you think is right. But the biggest clue of all, when she openly compares you to her boyfriend. If she ever says things like, "You just understand me better than he does," or "I wish he was more like you," that's the ultimate red flag. She's not just noticing differences, she's acknowledging that she prefers your qualities over his. At this point, it's clear that she's emotionally invested in you, but attraction isn't just built on deep conversations. It's also about exclusivity. And if she's creating inside jokes and secrets between just the two of you, that's when things really start crossing the line. She creates inside jokes and shared secrets. When a woman starts forming exclusive little connections with you that her boyfriend isn't a part of, it's a sign that she sees you as more than just a friend. Inside jokes, private conversations, and shared secrets create a kind of emotional intimacy that can be just as powerful, if not more, than physical attraction. At first, it might seem harmless. Maybe you two have a funny nickname for each other, or there's a joke that only the two of you understand. But the fact that she's making an effort to create these private little moments, that's no accident. It's her way of building a world where only you and her exist. One of the biggest signs, she references things the two of you have talked about in a playful, almost flirty way. If she brings up an inside joke out of nowhere, especially in a group setting where no one else understands it, she's reinforcing the special bond between you. It's her way of saying, we have something they don't. But inside, jokes aren't the only thing that matter. If she starts sharing personal things with you that she doesn't tell others, that's even bigger. Maybe she tells you about a dream she has, something from her childhood, or a secret struggle she's been dealing with. These aren't just random confessions. This is trust, and trust builds emotional attraction. Then, there's the way she reacts when you share things with her. If you open up about something personal, and she leans in, listens intently, and remembers details later, it means she genuinely cares. She's emotionally invested in what you say, and she wants to be someone you confide in. But the biggest red flag? If she starts hiding things from her boyfriend, if she texts you privately and then deletes messages, or if she laughs about something the two of you shared, but quickly changes the subject when her boyfriend asks about it. That's a huge sign that she knows she's crossing a line. And let's not forget social media. If she ever DMs you about something random, just to keep the conversation going, or if she sends you memes, TikToks, or articles with captions like, "This made me think of you," she's subtly reinforcing that you have a unique place in her mind. At this point, she's not just interested, she's emotionally attached. And when a woman is emotionally attached to someone outside her relationship, she wants to impress them. Which brings us to the final, undeniable sign. She tries to look her best around you. When a woman starts making an extra effort to look good whenever she's around you, it's not just about confidence, it's about attracting your attention. Even if she's taken, her subconscious actions will reveal the truth. At first, it might seem like a coincidence. Maybe she starts wearing outfits that highlight her best features on days she knows she'll see you. Maybe her makeup is suddenly more polished, her hair is styled differently, or she starts wearing perfume that you complimented before. These small changes might not seem obvious at first, but they add up. One of the biggest signs? She adjusts her appearance when she knows you're watching. If she smooths out her dress, touches up her lip gloss, or fixes her hair the moment you walk into the room, that's not random. It's a subconscious way of making sure she looks her best for you. Another key indicator? She reacts to your compliments in a way that goes beyond normal friendship. If you say, "You look great today," and she lights up, plays with her hair, or gives a flirty response like, "Oh, just today?" That's her way of inviting more attention from you. The way she responds to your words says a lot about her interest. And if she ever asks for your opinion on how she looks, that's a major sign. If she sends you a picture of an outfit and asks, "Which dress do you like better?" or casually asks, "Do you think this hairstyle suits me?" She's not just looking for fashion advice, she wants your validation. But here's where it gets even more telling. She seems more put together around you than she does around her boyfriend. If you ever notice that she looks effortlessly polished when you see her, but more relaxed and casual when she's with her partner, that's a huge clue that she cares more about impressing you. And finally, the most undeniable sign, she reacts to how you look. If she notices small details about your appearance, complimenting your new haircut, your cologne, or even just how a certain color looks on you, it's because she's paying close attention. She might not say it outright, but through her actions, she's making it clear that she likes what she sees. At this point, it's obvious. Whether she admits it or not, she's into you. And while she might try to convince herself that it's nothing, her behavior says otherwise. The real question is, what are you going to do about it? If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more deep relationship insights, and drop a comment below. Have you ever been in a situation like this? Let's talk about it. And if you want to learn how to attract the right kind of attention without the drama, check out my next video. I'll see you there.